Bon Dieu, mon ami, c'est le sergent. And it seems as though that now Capcom is facing a little bit more than just bad publicity and financial turmoil is concerned. It seems as though that the shareholders for Capcom stocks have now pretty much no longer voting in defense of the company's takeover. So what does this mean exactly? This basically means that anyone with enough money can buy this company out. Immediately, the first thought to anyone else's mind is, oh no, Capcom, if it ever gets in the hands of, the wrong company. My thing is, though, who would buy it? And is it necessarily a bad thing? Because this is the result of trying to please everyone and failing miserably. In the process, pretty much sacrificing creativity for the sake of being able to pander to a certain demographic, which, alright, that's fine, but at the cost of what? At the cost of substance, and as a result, at the cost of any money. You spend all this money trying to attract the Call of Duty fans with Resident Evil 6, and we all know what the result of that was. It was a game they created to try and please everyone, and in the process, they pleased no one. Now, I'm pretty sure there are many reasons why they've got to this point, but I guess with them being in financial turmoil and with them not having much else to show, I don't blame them, and I can understand why they wouldn't vote against the company's takeover, because it's like Sega at this point. It's a shell of what it once was. There's not much else to say. It's pretty much just a company in name only. The Capcom that we had over 10 years ago is pretty much no longer. Like I stated in another video, and needless to say, the original team that made the Devil May Cry and Resident Evil games are gone. They're now Platinum Games. And, with this whole Kickstarter thing now saying that you don't have to be part of these big corporations and have your work and creativity undermined for the sake of the dollar, it sends a large message to these corporations, and it sends a large message to any up-and-coming artist or developer that just wants to see their dream come true without having to sign contracts to this legally binding BS. Personally, I wouldn't have a problem with Capcom leaving. And as cold as that sounds, I mean, at least it's a fair standpoint. I don't hate Capcom any more than I do the rest of these companies. Who knows? It may be for the better that it gets bought out, because where it's at right now, it's not really going anywhere nice. Now, does that mean that, we would be seeing another, let's say if it got in the hands of EA? Well, EA, first of all, you'd have to have a season pass for every game. Okay, that'd make the well, assuming if anyone actually bought all those games, because, with EA, a new game will come out every 20, 30 minutes, pretty similar to every Lil Wayne mixtape out there. Every time you hear one, it's like, oh, there's 4 more of them. Great. No wonder he's quitting. But no, that's beside the point. Yeah, EA will run into the ground. Microsoft will have an update for it every 3.5 milliseconds. See the 360. There's always system updates for this system that apparently just can't not get an update over and over again. Oh God, who else were running it to the ground for sure? I don't know. Nintendo having it wouldn't be a bad thing. Nintendo and Capcom had good relationships in the past. At least Nintendo would take it somewhere positive. It'd be interesting if maybe Nintendo made like a Pocket Fighter game that's a platformer, like a 2D side-scrolling platform. Of course, I'm thinking back to the days of old. They probably wouldn't make those games today, but it wouldn't hurt. Is this necessarily a bad thing? Well, to the Capcom elitists, yes. But to anyone else that's neutral, it's really, it's yes and no. For me, I don't know. I would hate to see it go, but at the same time, it's one company. It's a big company, needless to say, but still, one company. And what has Capcom put out that isn't a fighting game that's been interesting enough to talk about? Not much. So I guess we'll have to see where this goes from here on out, unless Capcom gets their shit together in the next couple months or a year, 6 months to a year. We'll have to see then. Until then, we're pretty much at this point. Is it bad news? Who knows? Is it good news? Who knows? Should you care? It's up to you. Jean au revoir. Merci, mon amis. To much of my delight.